Students, today we are going to study a very important topic, which is projectile motion. It is very important topic, so please listen carefully. An object that it is in flight after being thrown or projected, and its motion determined by the force of gravity of the earth and friction of atmosphere or air, is called a projectile, and its motion is called a projectile motion. Students, when a body is projected in air, in atmosphere, then two forces acts on it. One is the force of gravity of the earth, and another one is the friction due to air, means friction of air, or you can say friction of atmosphere. Two forces acts on it. One is the force of gravity of the earth, and another one is the friction of atmosphere or air. Such a body which is projected in the space, and two forces, one force is the force of gravity and another is the friction of air, acts on it. Such a body is called the projectile, and its motion is called a projectile motion. Now, some common example of a projectile motion are a missile shot from a gun, a football in the air, an object dropped from an aeroplane, etc. So these are the example of projectile motion: a missile shot from a gun, a football in the air, an object dropped from an aeroplane, etc. These are the example of a projectile motion. Now, the motion of a projectile can be considered to be made up of two components, which are vertical components and the horizontal components. We already know that any vector quantity can be resolved in two components. One is horizontal component and one is the vertical component. Similarly, this motion can also be resolved in two components, one horizontal components and vertical components. Now, if air friction is neglected, then only the force of gravity of the earth will act upon the projectile in vertically downward direction. Now, students, you already know that there are two forces acting on the body in the space. One is the acceleration due to force of gravity of the earth, and another one is the friction of air. So if air friction is neglected, then only one force is acting on it, that is the force of gravity of the earth in vertically downward direction, which produces acceleration due to gravity in the projectile in the vertically downward direction. So the motion of a projectile in horizontal direction is a uniform motion with a constant velocity. In horizontal direction, the motion is uniform because no force acts in the horizontal direction. So the motion is a uniform motion with a constant velocity in horizontal direction. Therefore, the complex motion of a projectile reduces to two simple motion. So the motion of a projectile can be reduced in two simple motion. They are: number one, uniform accelerated motion, uniform accelerated vertical motion, and number two, uniform horizontal motion with constant velocity. So in vertical motion, acceleration is constant, and in uniform horizontal motion with a constant velocity, means in horizontal direction motion is uniform, means with constant velocity. In horizontal direction velocity is constant, in vertical direction acceleration is constant. Now let us consider a body projected from a point A. Let us suppose that a body is projected from the point A with initial velocity u, with initial velocity u. This is initial velocity u, this is initial velocity u. Let us consider a body projected from a point A with initial velocity u at an angle theta. This angle is theta, with the horizontal in a vertical plane. This u makes an angle theta with the horizontal in a vertical plane. After some time the body touches the ground at the point B. After some time this body touches the point B after some time, and the distance AB is called the horizontal range. This distance AB is called the horizontal range, which is the maximum horizontal distance covered by the projectile. This distance AB is called the horizontal range, which is the maximum horizontal distance covered by the projectile. C is the point of maximum height. This C is the point of maximum height. C is the point of maximum height. The height CD is called the maximum height. This height CD, which is represented by H, is called the maximum height of the projectile. The initial velocity u at the point A. This initial velocity u at the point A can be resolved into two components. They are u cos theta in the horizontal direction. This is the u cos theta in the horizontal direction, and u sin theta in the vertical direction. Now let us find some of the terms. Now first one is the time of ascent. What is time of ascent? The time required by the projectile to go to maximum height is called the time of ascent. The time required by the projectile to go to the maximum height up to the point C. This is point of maximum height. The time required by the projectile to go from A to C is called the time of ascent. At maximum height, the vertical velocity of the projectile is 0. This Vy, here Vy is written. Vy is the vertical velocity at point C. At point C, this vertical velocity becomes 0. The initial velocity at A in vertical direction is u sin theta. At point A, the initial vertical velocity is u sin theta. Therefore, from the equation of accelerated motion, v equal to u minus gt. Here v equal to 0, u equal to u sin theta minus g, and ta is the time of ascent. Therefore, gta equal to u sin theta. Therefore, ta is equal to u sin theta by g. This is the time of ascent. Now we come to maximum height. So how to calculate the maximum height? From equation of accelerated motion, we know that h equal to u into time of ascent minus half into g into time of ascent square. So we know that the equation h equal to ut minus half gt square. Here in place of t we will put time of ascent, and in place of u we will put u sin theta. Putting u equal to u sin theta and time of ascent ta equal to u sin theta by g, h is equal to u sin theta into u sin theta by g minus half g into u sin theta by g to the power 2, or h equal to u squared sin squared theta by g minus half g into u squared sin squared theta by g square. So h is equal to u square sin square theta by g minus u square sin square theta by 2g. 1g is cancelled here, so here it is 2g in the denominator, or h is equal to 2u square sin square theta minus u square sin square theta by 2g, or h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the maximum height. Now we come to the time of descent. Time of descent. The time required by the projectile to descend from maximum height to the ground is called the time of descent. It is the time required by the projectile to descend from maximum height to the ground, which is the time of descent, maximum height to the ground. So it is in downward motion from maximum height to the ground. This is in downward motion. So we use here the equation s h equal to u into ut plus half gt square. Here the time is time of descent, so we have used here td as a time of descent. At maximum height u equal to 0. At maximum height the velocity is 0, so we will start the motion from the maximum height. So here u is equal to 0 and h will be u square sin square theta by 2g. When the body will come from maximum height to the ground, it will cover the distance h equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. Therefore u square sin square theta by 2g is equal to 0 into td plus half g td square, or u square sin square theta by 2g is equal to half g into td square. This 2 will be cancelled. Therefore td square is equal to u square sin square theta by g square, or td is equal to under root u square sin square theta by g square, or td is equal to u sin theta by g. We see that the time of ascent is equal to the time of descent. This time of descent is equal to the time of ascent, which is u sin theta by g. Therefore ta is equal to td is equal to u sin theta by g. Now we calculate the time of flight, Tf. This is the sum of the time of ascent and time of descent. This is the sum of time of ascent and time of descent. Therefore time of flight Tf is equal to Ta plus Td, or Tf is equal to u sin theta by g plus u sin theta by g, or Tf is equal to 2u sin theta by g. Now we calculate horizontal range. Horizontal range. The motion of a projectile in a horizontal direction is a uniform motion having velocity u cos theta, and the time of flight is 2u sin theta by g. The motion of a projectile in a horizontal direction is a uniform motion. Since there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction, so the motion of a projectile in horizontal direction is a uniform motion having the velocity u cos theta, and you know the time of flight we have calculated is 2u sin theta by g. Therefore the horizontal range r can be calculated by using equation s equal to v into t. S equal to v into t. Here putting s equal to r, which is the horizontal range, and v equal to u cos theta, and t equal to time of flight as 2u sin theta by g. R equal to u cos theta into 2u sin theta by g, or r equal to u square 2 sin theta cos theta by g, or r equal to u squared sin 2 theta by g. 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. Therefore r is equal to u squared sin 2 theta by g. Now, equation of path of a projectile. So now we are going to calculate the equation of path of a projectile. What type of path a projectile will make? We are going to calculate. At first we will calculate the equation of the path of a projectile. Then we will say the what type of motion does it exhibit. Now, in a projectile motion, the displacement of a projectile at any time in horizontal direction and in vertical direction is given as: in horizontal direction, the displacement of a projectile can be given by the equation x equal to u cos theta into t, because in horizontal direction velocity is constant, which is u cos theta, and t is the time. So x equal to u cos theta into t, this is the displacement. And in vertical direction, it can be calculated by using the formula of accelerated motion, y equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. We have used the equation h equal to ut minus half gt square. In vertical direction, the displacement can be calculated as y equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. So we got the two equations, x equal to u cos theta into t, and another one is the y equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. Now from A, the first equation, t equal to x by u cos theta, t equal to x by u cos theta. Putting this value in B, putting this value in the second equation, we get y equal to u sin theta into x by u cos theta minus half g x by u cos theta whole square, or this u will be cancelled, or y equal to sin by cos, that is the tan, or y equal to tan theta into x minus half g x square by u square cos square theta, or tan theta into x minus g by 2u square cos square theta into x square. This is the equation, and this equation is of the form of y equal to ax plus bx square. This equation is of the form y equal to ax plus bx square, where a and b are constant, and this is the equation of a parabola. Therefore, the path of a projectile is a parabolic path. The path of the projectile is a parabola.